the thunderous waves too loud. It was hopeless. But recovering on the shore with her, the captain of the ship did give her some comfort. He said he thought he had caught sight of a man that looked like her brother clinging to the mast in the sea. He couldn't be sure, but it was some hope for Viola that her beloved Sebastian could have survived. She felt in her heart that he must be alive, that he had to be. She clung on to that hope and promised herself never to let it go, so that her hope might help keep him safe. She would never give up on him. Luckily for Viola and the other survivors, the captain knew where they were. These shores were more than familiar to him. He had been born nearby, he told them, and grown up there, knew the people and the place really well. They were good, hospitable folk. There was nothing to fear. He assured them they'd be looked after well. There'd soon be dry clothes, a warm bed, and food. And he was right. It turned out that the captain knew just about everyone who lived around there, and all about them too. And there was one name when he spoke it that Viola recognized: Orsino. Her father had talked of him from time to time, but she couldn't remember anything else about him, just his name. The captain told her that this Orsino was the Duke of Illyria, Duke of the whole country round about, and a good-hearted man, a fair ruler, well liked by his people, but that he had been rather unlucky in love. He was a talkative fellow, this captain, and a bit of a gossip too. So once he began to tell Viola about the Duke Orsino, he didn't seem to want to stop. As I heard it, he went on, the poor Duke is spending his whole life going on and on about a lady called Olivia. I know her too. She's the daughter of a count who sadly died quite recently. Orsino is crazy about her, but she's not interested. And anyway, she's in mourning. She had a brother whom she absolutely adored all her life. He looked after her when her father died, but then he too had passed away, still young. A tragedy. Since then, lost in grief, she does not want to meet anyone at all, let alone the Duke Orsino, who, as I've said, loves her to bits, and he's made no bones about it either. No matter how much he tries to call, she will not see him, nor anyone else. The death of her brother has left her in deep despair. All she wants to do is shut herself off from the world and see no one. It was hearing this, how much this Olivia had loved her brother and was grieving for him, that gave Viola her idea. She felt an instant kinship for her, because she too would know what it was to have loved a brother and to have lost him. She must know the same despair as Viola was living through. She decided that somehow she would try to meet her, maybe to offer herself as a companion. She needed a job. Perhaps that was just what this Olivia needed to bring her comfort. A kindred spirit. Viola knew she needed that too, so she asked the captain if he could introduce them. But the captain had to tell her that it just wouldn't work, that since her brother's death, Olivia had allowed no one into her house, not Duke Orsino, not anyone. She had family guests living there, and maids and servants and a butler, but no one else. It was as if she had made a closed convent of her home, the doors shut and bolted against the outside world. But he did happen to know, the sea captain said, that the Duke Orsino had been looking for an assistant. But it was a job for a young man, not a woman, so that was that, no good for her. Disappointed, but not entirely discouraged, Viola quickly had another thought, which she shared with the captain, whom she had come to like and trust. He had saved her life, after all. If she couldn't find work in Olivia's house, then why not go for that job at the house of Duke Orsino? It came into her head that she could easily be some kind of assistant or secretary, that all she had to do was be a man. Afterwards, Viola could never explain why she had even considered this crazy idea, that it had just popped into her head. But one crazy idea led to the next, as they often do. There are always reasons why we do what we do. In this case, there were three. First, Viola was extraordinarily beautiful.